Hello guys, it's Kimirafer and welcome to a video I don't actually tend to do a lot, and that's patch updates. I usually keep these videos for like a really last resort kind of thing. I did it once in Advanced Warfare, and you know, sometimes I just have to do it to get a video out, and I don't want to spam you with all live gameplays. So anyway, let's look at these patch notes. So patch notes went out yesterday, or just about yesterday. For me it was already night. So there are a couple of big categories. There are some CWL updates. I won't talk about those. I will only talk about what's good for public games. So first off, game modes. CTF will be added again next week, finally. And there's an exploit fixed. I think that's the exploit on retaliation, with the infinite captures and XP and such. Anyway, then hardpoint, new spawn logic or revised spawn logic. And that's good, because spawns in hardpoint did feel really weird, like spawning in front of enemies, behind enemies. Just really weird. And then uplink, adjustments to how the ball is thrown. So that's the release angle and the force behind the throw. Also the goal is, well, the goal from what you see is the same size, but now you can throw the ball and miss it a little bit and still score. So that's good. Then that's it for the game mode. So next off, the weapon balance. There are a lot of weapons that have been slightly nerfed or buffed, and I'll just do it in order of the patch notes, but there are a lot of assault rifle patches. So let's start off at the LMG. So the Mauler, the Mammoth variant has increased recoil. Haven't used the variant, and if there's any variant that I have used in this list, I will mention it and I'll give you a better view on how it has changed, but I can't for some of these. So anyway, then the Raw has increased hip spread and slight recoil increase. Okay, this is necessary. The Raw had basically no recoil, you didn't need a foregrip, and the hip fire was already pretty bad as it's an LMG. And it's slow firing, so hip firing was really like a last resort. So that doesn't really matter to me. Then the fists no longer force a quick swap when in the secondary slot. This allows YYing to feel smoother. I don't know what this means. I guess if you have your fists in your secondary and just a weapon in your primary, and you try to YY, it used to just auto switch to your fists, and now it doesn't anymore. So that might be good. Then next off to the snipers. Two snipers got a patch. So the DMR1 now needs, it's now one shot to the head. Don't know why it wasn't before, because I mean it's a DMR, so it should one shot to the head. Then EBR 800 has increased ADS recoil return speed. That's good. If you watch my gun game video, you'll have seen that the EBR 800 kicks like a mule, and it doesn't really center that quickly. So then the akimbo attachment has been kind of nerfed. So slight reduction in damage range and increase in hip spread scale. So basically hip fire is less accurate and you have less range. Kind of fair in my opinion. Then the Candle 44 has increased hip spread, and same goes for the Hornet. Both of these are pistols, and yeah, I mean pistols are only like, they're secondary weapons. You shouldn't expect them to be really good, so I'm not really surprised by this. If they wouldn't have done anything about it, I wouldn't have been surprised either. So then moving on to the assault rifles. Every assault rifle has increased base hip spread, so hip fire spread, and this includes they say all assault rifles, it just includes NV4, the OSA, classic weapon, and the Type 2. So I don't know whether this includes the SMG variant of the Type 2, the Akimbo SMG. It doesn't really state it on the changelog. So anyway, specifically to the OSA, it no longer has reduced hip spread relative to other assault rifles. I think they're just wanting to mainstream the hip spread in assault rifles. Might be a good thing. And as it says here, it inherits the new value set on assault rifles. So that's good. The OSA is no longer considered like its own separate thing, but also an assault rifle. I think this is mostly for the ease of coding. I don't know though, I'm not a programmer, but that's just my guess. There's also increased recoil to compensate for high fire rate being used at range. As if the recoil wasn't high enough on OSA, like, clearly this one wasn't that good of a nerf. The recoil was already insanely high. It shouldn't have been higher, really shouldn't have been. Then, the K-bar 32 has increased hipfire as well, and it's still lower than the other assault rifles though. And it no longer has a reduction in recoil of the first shot, and the 5-shot kill range has also been reduced. K-bar is a mediocre assault rifle, I think, just slightly above average, I'd say, so a bit above mediocre. But we'll see how it plays out. They can always change it back. The Volk has a slight reduction in recoil. It's a slow firing weapon, so it should really not have a lot of recoil. And it has an increased 3-shot range. We'll see how this plays out again. I haven't used the Volk a lot, but from what I've used, from when I've used and picked it up, it's a good assault rifle, especially at medium to long range. So we'll see how this plays out. They might just want to make it slightly more, I don't know, slightly more good at close range. I don't know. And that the R3K burst assault rifle has an increased 3-shot kill range to help this weapon compete with the other ARs. This is good. This weapon was really bad. The best variant for it was the R3KT or the Rect, and even that one was rather bad. So moving on to the last pieces of, well, last things in the patch log. General fixes. Fixes Thunderstorm will be unlocked for Black Ops 3 players. Salvage refund issued to all players who crafted the Hailstorm prior to the Black Ops 3 incentive. The Hailstorm, of course, is the new variant of one of the pistols. You got it for free with Black Ops 3. As I said in the beginning, I'll be doing a gameplay with that. However, for the Thunderstorm, I don't know what that is. Is it like a camo or something? I don't know. It's not the same as a Hailstorm, I guess, so I'll look into it and I'll put it down as a, well, you'll see it as a text on the screen if I manage to find anything. Then, double XP now applies to match bonus weapon challenges and challenges. They're preparing for Christmas, basically, with double XP. They already said they're gonna drop double XP on Christmas and such, and they're preparing for it as a lot of people complained that they didn't get enough XP, and that's basically because all that was doubled was your kills, your assists, and so on. No challenges were doubled, no match bonus. That's it. And then lastly, an issue where camos requiring a 3 streak only required a 2 streak. Not much though, but hey, those are the patch logs. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. My name has been Kimirafer as always, and I'm signing off. See ya.